You don't have an animal on top of your microphone.
I didn't, but I had my finger over it. So now I don't. All right, so we should be live. Hey, everybody. Howdy. And we are really, really glad to have Mike back with us tonight. It's been going through some things and still going through some things. But luckily, there are things that we can help with. So I'll be talking about that a little bit. Did you get his PayPal?
No.
Not yet.
You need to put it in the private chat so I can copy and paste it.
Okay. So we had a guest scheduled for tonight, and he let me know this afternoon that he got called in for work tonight, so he wouldn't be able to be here. So we'll have him another time. He and his wife, so I'm looking forward to that. They keep snakes and they keep boas, so they've got some really good videos out about it too. So we'll catch up with them another time. And Kane was going to be able to be on Sunday night on the Tennessee Fish Mafia, but he remembered he has his club meeting, East Tennessee Fish Club, whatever. Or I think it's Saturday or Sunday, but anyway, he's not going to be able to be on. So looking for a guest for the Fish Mafia too. Hopefully we'll find somebody. So Mike, you want to tell people what's been going on and how you're doing?
Well, I've been feeling pretty good. I'm down below 200 in weight.
You look like you've lost weight. Wow.
I think at my highest, I was like at 260, 265, somewhere in there. So
yeah,
lost pretty much 50 pounds. Not the way I'd recommend it to anybody to do it, but like I said, I've been feeling pretty good.
But they're not going to let you go back to work yet?
Nope. All three doctors told me I absolutely am not going back to work, so we'll see.
Well, we were talking before the stream, and I offered, and Mike said it would be okay because you don't work, you don't have any income. So we've done it for lots of fish fam and friends before. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe for him, and I want to get that started tonight. So be looking for that link and share it around, and if you can donate to it, please do. And it's just to get him through the next few weeks till so he can pay his bills. They don't stop, so be looking for that. And tonight we're just going to go ahead. So I didn't know I was going to do it until just a few minutes ago, and share his PayPal. So that will get him through for a few days if we can get him a little bit going tonight. So thank you guys if you can help. All of your critters are all doing well, reptiles and
yep,
everybody. Good. Good. Hey, Daniel.
Hi, Sky Dancer. Hi, Daniel.
Susie's not there. I don't know if she got into something or forgot or for what, but I'll keep a lookout for her. Keep going back and looking. And also there's Mike's merch too. That would be a help for sure. It's got some nice stuff. I can attest to that. Somebody messaging me, another pet rescuer asking me about adoptions. Or she used to do it for the art. Well, I will bring you back down, Mike. Pam, what's going on with you?
Nothing much, just trying to get some work done. Haven't been feeling too good, but I'm plugging away.
Awesome. Hey, Marty.
Oh, fish dreams, hello. And Star keeps getting into the cat food. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get over here.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. We wanted to post his PayPal if we could, but as long as he can get it there, that'll be great. Pam, any news about you getting your snake from George
No, it's been too cold here.
for shipping
But
still?
wait, they'll be like, if it goes like it always does, there'll be a week or so where it warms up enough to do shipping. But right now we got like in the minuses at night and stuff, so
Right.
it's just too cold. Plus, I still gotta buy the stuff for it. But right now it's too cold to even worry about it. Because our highs, like today, I think the high was like 32, so.
Ooh, yeah, it's a little cold.
Larry, hi.
Hey, Larry. For people coming in, we were just talking about Mike being better, not being able to go back to work, and you're going to start a GoFundMe for him after the stream. So I'll get that out, get it started. But if you want to help before then, his Buy Me a Coffee link is there. If you can help, anybody can help. That's awesome. Mike's always been one of the first people to help other people and very generous. He sent me a truckload full of, I started to say something else, but a truckload full of plants one time. Sure did. So Pam, our theme tonight is why I had to prostitute when, no, wait a minute, that's a different. Our theme tonight is why reptiles, how we got into reptiles, and because we've had new people join the chat since we started, I guess 5 or 6 months ago. So maybe just a little bit about each of us and how we got into reptiles. You know, did we have them before fish or because of fish? You know. Tell it, spill the beans.
Well, I don't have as many reptiles as you two, so I think you guys ought to take the lead on this.
Well, you don't have to be reptiles that you have right now. Just your experience with them, and how you got into them. And I can take the lead with it. I mean, I'm fine with that. I never had any reptiles when I was a kid. I had fish since I was 7. Always, at least one tank or a bowl or something. Always. And now it's crazy. Now you see that, the better. But my first reptile was 3 or 4 years ago when, actually 3, I guess, when Nathan, Sand Creek Aquatics passed, and James and Ed were going over to Mississippi to get his fish and break his tanks down and stuff. His family didn't know how to, and Amy, his ex-wife, I guess, then asked for help, and so they went over, and I offered to take the snake, so they brought him back to me, and that's Sandy. that I have now, my ball python, it's getting pretty big. So then, not too long after that, I got a blue-tongued skink, and or did I have the blue-tongued skink first? I had the blue-tongued skink first. That's what gave me the confidence that I could take care of the snake after researching about them and how easy and popular ball pythons are. So that's how I really got into it. But the blue-tongued skink was first. I saw it over in Nashville, Aquatic Critter, when I was with Ed and maybe Ginger Graves and Tiffany White. And I had been looking at them because Susie Q on our panel has one, and I think hers is a northern. And I think she just got a second one too, but I really loved hers. So this one is a Indonesian. So that's what got me into them. And then after that, I got into the lizards and skinks and other things, amphibians. But I really do like the snakes, and I've got a variety of snakes now. I've got several ball pythons, and some of the more interesting patterns and morphs is what I should be saying. So, hey, Jenny Lynn, working there. So I'm starting to really get into those. I kind of didn't like ball pythons as well for a while, and started to have corn snakes and have African house snake and some different things, and tried different things, but hands down, the ball pythons are the easiest to handle. They're not as bitey, like the corn snakes will bite you. I don't put them in that position, but they're more bitey. And so that's what got me into it. And my whole dining room is full now of terrariums and habitats, and got crimson giant day geckos and agamid lizards, chameleons. So I just really like them. It's a different energy, I guess, is the way to describe it, taking care of them. They definitely have their maintenance and clear sheets and all that, but can be a little more interactive, of course, depending on which reptile it is. Uromastics. I'm just looking around at some of the stuff I have. So.
Outdoors with Big Matt. Hello.
Hey Matt, I saw you were streaming earlier. I was at Petco, I think. So I guess that's it. And from here, I think I'm going to get more. Well, I've got two of the Bahamian anoles that Petco had, and they're only like $6.99 to start with. They're $6.49, and they had a half price, and they had two, so I got them so they could open up the terrarium they were in. I had to catch them for them, but I'm going to put those in with the two ball pythons that have the two anoles with them, so they can have a big place, and that'll give me two more anoles in there, just for pets. But I also picked up some giant hissing roaches, and actually stood there and sexed them based on, they're big too. They're not full grown, they're about half size. But the male is the bigger one with the pointed booty. And they're real easy to sex. They have horns, and they also have a different abdomen opening down there. So I'm going to put those in a container that I think I have empty, a 10-gallon tank over here. I think that's where they're going to go. Basically the same pair as the dubii roaches, and I have two colonies of those. So I'm excited to try something different. These are not for food, they're just for a pet. And they weren't expensive at all. I think that this two were like $9 or something. So that's all I'm telling about reptiles. I could tell more, but how I'm using. I do have a question for you guys or the chat, because I started researching it, and then I stopped because I was reading about how to brumate. Of course, I had to brumate my blue-tongued skink, and I lost him, Nelson, maybe a month ago when he just started into brumation, and he just didn't wake up one day. It was super weird. But anyway, I lost him. But learning how to research how to do the corn snakes for them to brumate, because they definitely do outside in this area, because we get some freezes and even some snow sometimes here in Tennessee, and especially up in the mountains they would brumate. And north of here for sure, Mike's area and Pam's area, if there are any out there, they would brumate. But when I started reading about them, it said that you didn't need to brumate not wild caught, but what am I trying to say? Bred in the hobby. That's not what I'm trying to say, but collie breds, that they were used to not brumating and you didn't have to do it. And if they were inside, you know, the temperature and all that. So I don't know. I've got to research it some more. Does anybody know? I was hoping that Lucky or Patrick or somebody that might know that. Nope, I don't see anybody talking about it. Maybe somebody will answer in a minute. Mike, you don't know?
Don't know. I do have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Did you think that the reptile bug would be so strong when you got Sandy?
No, not at all. I thought it would be a novelty thing, having that one snake. And in fact, when I first got her, I look back now at a couple of the live streams and videos I did, and like Patrick Dragon Lair was in one of them talking and saying it's not trying to get the mouth, it's trying to bite you. That's defensive. I didn't even know that. That's how, you know, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I hadn't researched it enough, and he was doing defensive strikes at me. He didn't bite me back then. He has one since, but my fault. But no, I didn't think it would. And then the more I got to know about him and how to take care of him, I really got involved with him. Then I got bored, you know, like I said, a little bit with a ball python, and got some other snakes and other reptiles. And then I found Robbie, the other little ball python, just a plain ball python. I like his personality and still do. He's a stinker. He won't eat a lot for me. And that kind of got me more interested. And now I've got the morphs that really got me more interested in it. So yeah, I had no idea. And I had kind of been thinking about, you've got enough fish tanks. I had 80 tanks. I actually had enough fish tanks when I had 50, but I kept going. So I decided, you know, I won't buy tanks. I'll use the tanks as through attrition, you know, as I sell fish off or combine tanks and all that. And I really actively did that for a year and a half. I've got a stand somewhere around here that I still haven't set up. I bring that up every now and then to put tanks on, but I haven't done it because I'm not going to set any more fish tanks up. But I got down 12 tanks to 68, but I'm still hopeful to get a few more down. But then I'm still setting up that pool pond, and I haven't done any more on that. I did get a spillway. I don't know if you saw that, Mike. I got a spillway for it. I had to order it, and that came in. So I've got that. And I also bought the rock to go in it, and it's still in the bed of my truck. It almost killed me getting it in there, and it's not hurting anything to ride it around. It's washing it when it rains. So I'm making slow progress on accessory stuff. Well, I really went down the rabbit trail there, didn't I? It's just something new to learn, and it's something that I always was intrigued by, but kind of afraid of snakes and that kind of stuff. But the more I learn, the more I know I can do a good job taking care of them. And yeah, I've made some mistakes and stuff, just like with fish, but you can take care of fish, you can take care of reptiles pretty much. Sorry for that long answer, but I am passionate about my reptiles. Pam's not having a stream tonight.
No, not tonight, tomorrow.
Okay. Nobody ever said anything about that brumation, did they? I'm going back to look.
Oh,
Got a filter or something that's making a noise every just periodically. Have to find it after the stream. Like it's sucking air or something. Bob, you did up above, BJ? Oh, okay. Let me go back. I probably didn't scroll high enough. Hold on. Let me get up there. I've heard. Yeah, for sure. Like with hatchlings, I know with collier breeds with hatchlings and sometimes a year old, you don't have to brumate them. But I was just wondering if I need to set the stage, cut back on their food, turn off their heat, or turn it down. That kind of stuff. That's what I would do with the blue-tongued skink. But I started reading, you don't really need to try to induce the brumation. These snakes are probably not a year old. Probably none of them are a year old, so they may not need it anyway. That's a good point. Not all reptiles brumate when they're young. They do it as they age, and it's just part of their life process. It just slows things down. Well, I would like to be able to take a 2 or 3 month nap. That would be the deal. Mike, are you going to try to brumate the king snake? Can you hear me, Mike?
No, I didn't.
Oh, are you going to try to brumate the king snake?
I don't think so.
He's probably not a year old either, is he? He might be.
Well, Dusty is. He's about 2 years old. The rest are all under a year.
Yeah, DJ said they tapered eating, increasing sleeping when they started brumation. Well, that's what Nelson did this year. And I don't know if something. Hey, Dragon Lair, I got a question for you when you get set down. When you get settled. I've got some answers already, but I had invoked your name and Lucky and a few other people when I came up. I've been doing research on whether to brumate my collier breds, and I ran into the school of thought that said you don't really need to brumate them if they've been bred in captivity and they're being kept in captivity inside, And I don't know if you brumate, they may not. And BJ just brought up the point that they're probably not old enough yet anyway. They're all under a year old. They're young snakes, they're juveniles and hatchlings. My corn snakes, but should I be thinking about brumating them, if not this year, next year? Looking for that and promoting that, or no? Have you had experience with that? Star's being awful quiet tonight.
because she's getting into the cat food.
You just let her have her way with it.
Get over here. Come on.
I was wondering where my little girl's at. You see her in that chair back there?
Oh yeah.
I knew she wasn't far away. Worm, Worm, come here. Come here. There she is. Well, she was off that chair. She was off that chair. Come on and let them see you some more. I love the worm. Yowzy's in bed, so there she is. If you don't plan on breeding, oh, there's no need to brumate. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, what I was going to do is, of course, there are 5 in one 33 long. I never brumate under a year, so I don't need to worry about it anyway right now, unless they do it themselves by going on food. They haven't. They're good eaters. They're still eating plenty, more and more all the time. But what was I going to say? I'm watching them, of course, as they mature, because they are prone to fight, that kind of thing. I don't have that problem now because they're not territorial. They sleep in piles together still and all that with kids. But if I do see aggression, I'll separate them out, of course. But if not, I'll probably let them breed because there's some nice morphs in them. So we'll see. I don't know. When I get to that, I guess I'll be asking advice on what people recommend and experience and stuff. I did find out, I was looking at rat snakes, and I had no idea that corn snakes are considered red rat snakes. Did y'all know that? I did not know that corn snakes are.
I think corn snakes are rat snakes.
Yeah. Said they were commonly called by people that don't really get into corn snakes, that they're just commonly called red rat snakes. Because I've been thinking about rat snakes, and of course I want the ones that have all the colors that are sold out and cost you $100. But so I just held off. The yellow rat snakes are very inexpensive and nice colors and easy to keep. I think I'm going to hold off on it for now. Well, that's good. Thanks, Patrick. That relieves me. I don't need to be worrying about it right now. Somebody asked me a couple of streams back about if I was going to brumate them, and I thought I hadn't even thought of it really. Generally, they will go off food, and if they do, just drop the temps into the lows for about 6 weeks. Okay, pretty much like I did with my Indonesian wood-tongue skink. Okay. And he did in the first year I had him, but then he did the next 2 years. Okay, thank you. That puts my mind at ease quite a bit. All right, Pam, how did you get into reptiles?
Oh, I don't know. The first one I ever had was Myrtle the turtle.
Myrtle the turtle?
Myrtle the turtle. When I was a kid, we picked it up on when we were on vacation and driving through Nebraska. And Myrtle the turtle was a eastern box turtle. And we brought it home and had it until I mostly took care of it. So when I graduated and moved away from home, we gave it to a friend of ours that has a ton of animals. So that was Myrtle the turtle. And then I also had a couple lizards that we caught in eastern Oregon that I had for a while. I had, I could share, but you gotta like pull it up.
Okay, let me know.
Okay, let me get it pulled up. I had a pygmy shorthorn lizard. I had a couple of them, and they actually had babies.
Oh, you knocked Mike out. Hey, Melvin.
How did I do that?
Huh?
I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did. Push some button.
Okay, I got a picture of that up. Yeah, those are the pygmy, and they're almost like toads or something. They're really short and fat and don't run very fast.
Ah,
And they had babies, and I was watching them when the female was having the babies. I'd had them for about a year at that point when they had babies, and the babies come out. They look like, I thought at first that they were dark eggs because they were kind of oval shape and dark, and they looked like eggs, but then they kind of uncurled and started running around. So I think they were live born, but
really?
like kind of like born. They looked like an egg, but then they didn't have a shell or anything. They just kind of uncurled and started running around. So they were really cute, little
What
tiny
were
things.
what were they? Box turtles?
No, this is lizards.
Oh, I can't see.
They're
Sorry.
pygmy short-horned lizards that are found in the semi-arid desert. There's
Oh, okay, I see that.
yeah, and then the other one that I had was what we call is another kind of horned lizard, which I can switch to here. And this other kind was like super, super fast and hard to catch. And they have like spikes on the back of their neck. Hang on, and I'll pull them up.
Before you close that, I'm going to ask you to look something else up that I've been eyeing and see if anybody's kept it before. A little pricey still, but they're getting more in the hobby.
Okay, so here's the other one that I had.
Hold
This
on,
was like when I was a teenager. And if you look at their neck, you can see they've got like spikes on the back of their head. And they are like super fast and run really, really fast. So that is that.
They look like they're arid.
Yeah, it's semi-arid, and Eastern Oregon is like when people picture Oregon, they think of the lush green forest and stuff, which is the western side of the state. But Eastern Oregon is like desert and sagebrush and stuff. So
You see what Dragon Lair says there, that they're hard to feed because they primarily eat ants?
yeah, I tried bringing home some ants for them, but that was a mistake because the ants that I brought home from were like started biting them.
Oh, that's not good. They turn the tables on them.
Yeah, yeah.
We,
But
we
they
do,
eat flies and stuff too. Anything I could catch, they would eat.
do you mind looking up collared lizards?
Yeah, hang on just a second here.
My accent
I'll look them up next.
wasn't sure
Collared
you'd under
lizard?
collared. What, collared rings? No, different collar.
Those are pretty. Hang on, I'll get it in the StreamYard for you.
They are pretty. Since I saw them, I keep looking at pricing them, and now they brewmate because somebody I've been following keeps them, and he said his adults are brewmating right now. And I think he's in California. I can't remember who it is.
Okay, you could pull them up. Very pretty.
Yeah. The males are the prettier, of course. They have those black rings around their neck and yellow or gold heads. They're really pretty.
Hi, Melvin.
They're not a big lizard, but they're not small. I think they're about the size of bearded dragons, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Look up red-eyed crocodile skate. I hope you've got a big pocketbook to go with that, Sam. Yeah, I love those red-eyed crocodile skinks. Thanks, ma'am. Yeah, these I think just do crickets and, the usual stuff like the geckos and stuff.
Well, I love the colors.
They're beautiful, aren't they? They're not ridiculously expensive either.
Wonder where Mike went.
I don't know. He's not back there because I've been back there several times. Grasshoppers want you to look up something else. Red-eyed crocodile snake. We could just do a whole show having Pam look up stuff for us. Right? He's got a lot of internet issues, so it may be his internet. He got tired of your BS. That's what Grasshopper said.
Yeah, probably.
Mike's not one to be trifled with, that's for sure.
Well, those are kind of cool looking.
Let me get it back up there.
Oops, wrong one. Button, who's got the buttons?
I'm going to put Worm in charge of the buttons, damn it. There it is. No, wrong one.
They look like a little dragon.
They really do.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any except small ones. I don't know how big they get, but Dragon Lair says, Larry D, they make good pets, but need large enclosures to do well. Which one is that? I guess these. Yeah. Is that because of their size, or is it just because they need more room? Oh, large bodies of water, Larry said. They are super cool looking. Thanks, Pam. I'm not going to ask you what that side link I saw over there.
They like to have huge tracts of land.
Really?
Oh, nobody will get that unless you're a Monty Python fan.
Right. The dragon is how to train. The dragon and how to train a dragon was modeled after.
I believe that because that's the first thing I thought of when I saw the picture of it was the movie How to Train Your Dragon.
Interesting. I love it when chat shares information. I love that. Thank you, guys. Pam, what else is going on?
Not much with me.
I showed you my bugs.
Just working and all that crap.
Oh, there's Sandy. Hey, Bob, I've been out of the loop for a bit. Who is that
Wants
kid?
to know who you're holding.
That's
You
my
need
new
to tell her
kid.
about Worm.
Worm is a little dog that came in the heart. There's three sisters that came together, 4 years old, same litter, and one was 17 pounds, one's 10, and one's 5. And this is the 5 pound. They're half Chihuahua and half pup. And this one's name is Worm because the people said she looked like the worms in Men in Black. But I'm changing it to E-R-M, short for Irma. But let me hold her up here so you can see her. She's all legs, so I'm guessing the mother, I don't know who the mother or who the daddy was, but look at these legs. And she's 5 pounds. She's that big. So her mom must have had, one parent had some really, really long legs. So we knew we wouldn't be able to keep all 3 of them together, but we're hoping to keep 2 together. So I made a monumental sacrifice, and I'm adopting her. Now, I fell in love with her picture before I ever met her. She's definitely a daddy's girl. She is. Today was the first time we've been apart in like 4 days. I had to run to Petco. I've been even taking her back to the ark with me. She is a cutie, and she's housebroke and cat trained. And the great thing is all the other animals love her. The dogs love her just immediately, and the cats, you know, she's fine with them. She likes the squeaky toys like Princess, so they bonded over that immediately. They're all into the squeaky. 4 feet. What is this? They get pretty large, up to 4 feet. Oh wow, I didn't realize that. I hope they're not going to be like, or not already, like people get those, like they get some of the fish and don't realize they're going to be huge. And then end up having to get rid of them or keep them in something too small. I didn't know they got that big. Toothless. Should name one of my snakes toothless. 2 feet of that is tail. I bet they can smack with that tail. Why else would they need it? For swimming or balance, but I bet they know how to use it for other things. Helping wife. Red Christmas. Thanks, Daniel, for stopping by. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. See you before then, of course.
I haven't seen Mike show up in the chat either, so I bet his internet went out.
He's not backstage. We only have, it looks like 10 or 15 minutes left anyway, but I was looking at who goes on during our time when I was thinking about doing that thing of whatever, going over and doing the thing in the next stream that followed us. But anyway, while I was looking at that, I forget whose channel it is. It's a fish channel. He has a really good stream on the same time that we go, but it's all about fish. He has a great following, but he's not like in the mainstream fish fam, I guess you'd say. And a lot of people that follow him, I know a few there, but some I don't. I think we had to cancel one night when I saw that, and went there a couple of times. But I can't remember his name. He knows his fish. And Susie, I never saw her either.
Yeah, that's odd because I know we were talking to her just before the stream started.
Yeah, she made the thumbnail for us. She got into something or something came up, or it happens. Thanks for throwing the links, Sam. Appreciate it. Well, if there's nothing else really to talk about, we might consider ending a couple of minutes early.
Yeah, we could do that.
I've still got critters to put away, sitting around in tubs and stuff. I mean, they're all right.
I gotta make something to eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah. I ate chips that I keep in the car now on the way home from Petco, so I didn't have to eat during the stream. Oh, wait a minute. Dragon Lair said I haven't really said anything about my health because I wasn't wanting pity, but
No, that sucks, Dragon Bear.
But if I kind of disappeared for a while, I have prostate, cancer. I have to have my kidney removed. That's not an easy surgery. I'm sure you know that. People get transplants, that's what I did the last 15 years I worked as transplant case manager. And people that get the kidney transplant from the relative or, another donor, they don't have nearly as much recovery time and pain and all that as the person that gave up the kidney. So I know you know that, Patrick. That's not an easy surgery for sure. Well, you keep us posted and let us know what's going on, I hope. And I know you'll let us know if you need anything, please. Thank you for telling us. Yeah, I know you're not. Thank you for sharing that with us. Appreciate it. And if you need anything before then, let us know. I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about Mike. We're going to do a little GoFundMe for him since the doctor won't let him work. But, if there's anything like that you need help with, just let us know. Let me know. Yeah, that's what we do. That's how we are. Like it or not. That's how we are. Here's somebody backstage, unless you're sharing pictures, ma'am.
No.
There's Mike. There's Mike.
Push it button.
Welcome back, Mike.
Okay.
Did you see what Greg and Lair was just saying?
No, I can't see chat.
Oh, okay. Well, he typed in chat that he's got prostate and kidney cancer and he's going to have his kidney removed. So we were just saying, let us know what we can do, to help. Yeah, but he's going to be modeling. What did he say? I'm glad it seems like you're still in good spirits. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, well, having been a healthcare professional, Patrick, probably has a little different perspective on it. Most of us do. Let's see it firsthand. So. Yeah, you'll be fine. Mike, did you want to talk about how you got into reptiles? I finally prized it out of Pam, pried it out of her. If not, it's okay. But you're the only one.
He disappeared again.
He was up there pushing buttons.
Yep. I saw him pushing buttons.
This is hard. I didn't ask you what happened. I saw the cat up there. Here he is back, maybe. Yeah. Welcome back, Mike.
Quit pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Don't touch the buttons.
When you left the first time, Grasshopper said that you probably got tired of Pam's stuff, and that's why you left. I was just asking you when you went off if you wanted to talk about how you got into reptiles. Can you hear me?
This dang phone, since I don't have internet, nothing wants to work on it.
Okay. How did you get into keeping reptiles, Mike?
I just made a decision one day. I was getting a snake, and I got it, and I loved it. Been downhill since that.
Yeah. Which snake was that? You still have it?
Dusty.
Oh, okay. That's the one that had junk in his trunk. Somebody got after me for fat shaming him.
Yeah,
He's not really fat. He's just nice and healthy.
yeah, he's a pretty good sized boy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. How many snakes you got now?
I just counted yesterday. I think it was 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. And then you've got the anoles.
Yeah, got the anoles.
Dragon Lair said, yeah, it's a downhill battle after you get one, Mike. It's for sure. There's so many things that I want to keep, but I don't know. I have to have more tanks empty before I can. And the things I want to keep are bigger, like rat snakes and maybe carpet python, stuff like. Would you ever keep a snake that big?
Yeah, I think I want a Dumeral boa, and I want some crested geckos.
Who's that? Oh, I see.
It's the cat butt.
She's taking his picture. That's what my mother used to say when they show us their butt. She'd say, they're taking your picture. We were little kids. Beautiful kitty. I will send Mike, I'll send you and Pam that link to the GoFundMe tonight. And I'll probably post it on my community page. That'll make it go public, right? Yeah. So that's my assignment. Go watching videos this evening. Oh, wow. We got about 2 minutes left if I'm looking at the clock right.
Yeah.
Anything else or any point or question anybody has before we skip out of here? The ball pythons are starting to move around. It's amazing how they know when it's dark outside, you know it? They're already up moving. 3 of them, I see. I'll make sure and copy the link so I can post it. Yeah. Go ahead and people share it out in other streams and stuff. Don't wait, you know. We'll definitely be sharing it Sunday night, but it should be all over by Sunday, you know. No reason to hang on to it. Get it out there. All right, and Dragon Lair, we're going to be thinking about you and praying for you and expecting updates from you, especially when you need something or anything we can do. Sometimes just have one thing off of you really makes a difference. So, yeah, one becomes 2 and then becomes 10 before you know it. Exactly. I haven't had any reptiles. I haven't bred any reptiles yet. I haven't had any eggs laid, and I haven't had any live births. So I still have that. And I've been keeping reptiles, I guess, coming up on about 4 years. Anyway, so that'll be so exciting. Oh, my pleasure, Dragon Lair. Of course. Mike, anything else, sir?
What's that?
I say anything else before we close?
No? I don't think so.
All right.
Thanks to
Pam?
everybody for coming out, and if you are able to help me out, please PayPal or buy me coffee. Be very much appreciated.
All right. Pam, you have
What?
any you have any more complaints? I mean, anything else to say?
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. It's kind of a quiet stream, but sometimes that's nice. I enjoyed it. All right. Good night, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Oh.